white rabbits. Sejun knew he should go to sleep now, as he was feeling sleepy, and was sure that when he woke up tomorrow, another wonderful day would greet him. Sejun lay down and immediately began to snore. But then, a quest was issued for him. He must offer 100 magical cherry tomatoes to the tower manager. The reward was a job-related skill, and the penalty was the same as before, death. However, Sejun was deeply asleep and did not notice the quest window. Suddenly, it began ringing loudly like an alarm, and Sejun was forcibly woken up. Annoyed, he offered 100 tomatoes to the manager. The manager, satisfied with Sejun's offering, gave him the reward for the quest. Sejun complained that the manager was forcing him to do things, and that he better receive something more useful this time. Upon opening the reward, Sejun discovered that his new skill was Harvest Level 1. This skill enabled him to obtain harvested crops in optimum condition, even if they were slightly overripe or underripe. Initially, Sejun was disappointed and questioned why he needed a harvesting skill. However, as he harvested tomatoes with his husband Rabbit, he found the skill to be more useful than he initially thought. Whenever he harvested slightly overripe or underripe tomatoes, the skill would activate, perfecting them to their optimum condition. As he did this, the proficiency of the harvest skill increased. Sejun admitted that since he did not have to wait for the cherry tomatoes to ripen, it was easier and faster for him. After they finished harvesting, Sejun told the husband Rabbit that they should take the rest of the harvest home. But just then, he received another quest. Sejun had anticipated it, but he was not expecting the quest to have no reward. Sejun called the manager a thief for giving no reward, but since his last reward had helped him significantly, Sejun could at least give him that much. As he offered the tomatoes to the manager, the husband Rabbit was shocked. But Sejun did not know that he was entering a vicious cycle. The manager issued quests again and again, with increasing demands and greed. The required number of tomatoes kept increasing, and finally, the manager reached new heights of shamelessness. The new quest was triggered, and Sejun had to offer 500 tomatoes to the manager for no reward. The penalty for refusing was still death. Sejun, infuriated, clearly refused to comply. After calmly refusing, Sejun threw a tantrum, stating that the manager had already taken hundreds of tomatoes. He needed to eat too, and so did the rabbits. The tower manager replied that it was the farmer's problem, not his, and told Sejun to stop protesting and give him the cherry tomatoes. This irritated Sejun even more. He said that he had worked hard for days and suffered a lot to harvest those tomatoes. The tower manager insisted that Sejun's job was as simple as sowing seeds and asked him not to overreact over something that was not a big deal. This was where the tower manager crossed the line. He should listen to his orders. Sejun replied that this was the reason he was not giving the tomatoes. The manager forcibly made him do this and did not even appreciate his efforts. Moreover, the compensation for the exploitation was also too low. Since it was the manager of the tower, this proved that it was a bad employer. Sejun's words and the hurt in his eyes shocked the tower manager. It hadn't realized this before and tried to apologize, but Sejun was already eating the tomatoes while teasing the manager. The manager got angry, telling Sejun it was upset because he ate the tomatoes himself. The manager threatened to kill Sejun on the spot if he didn't complete the request, but Sejun acted as if the manager was no big deal and gave him just 5 tomatoes. He said that he would give the rest later since he needed them to feed the kids, too. Behind him, 2 baby rabbits were fighting for a tomato as their father tried to calm them. The tomato vanished, and the tower manager said that it would compromise this time. Sejun thanked the manager, and the message window vanished. He laughed to himself, realizing that the manager was about to apologize just now. But then he said out loud that the tower manager was simpler than he thought. It is now the 91st day, and the 4th blue moon event occurs. Sejun is sitting in a dark corner eating cherry tomatoes. He had heard that people with high MP could endure the roars of monsters to a certain level, which is why he was eating the tomatoes. Still, he hopes that nothing like the last time happens again. As Sejun wishes for time to pass quickly, his plants begin to gleam in the blue light. Sejun realizes what is going on as the energy of the light enters a tomato, turning it blue. Sejun cannot wait to harvest it, but he notices that the tomato plants are not the only ones being blessed. Even the sweet potato leaves are getting illuminated. The desire to check on them overcomes Sejun, and he walks towards his farm. He digs out the sweet potatoes with his bare hands and is amazed at the results. He now has a blue sweet potato in his hand, filled with the energy of the blue moon. When consumed, it would increase one's strength by 0.5 points permanently. The system window informs him that he has harvested a sweet potato with the energy of the blue moon, which has gained him a lot of experience. The proficiency of the skill harvest has also increased, and now it will be leveled up. Sejun then looks at the blue tomato and harvests it. As he holds the sweet potato in one hand and the tomato in the other, Sejun thinks he is holding the world in his hands. But that happiness is soon disturbed by a quest Sejun was expecting, and there are not one but two quests. Sejun has to offer both products imbued with the energy of the blue moon to the manager. There is no reward for either of the quests, and the penalty is death. Sejun thinks that the manager is really pushing it with two quests at a time. If Sejun refuses, the manager might just kill him this time. However, Sejun has a way to solve this issue. He offers 500 tomatoes to the manager, saying that he needs to complete the previous quest first. The manager quickly accepts the tomatoes and says that he is happy with the cherry tomatoes. But then the manager asks Sejun why he has not given the energy-filled crops to it already. Sejun apologizes for calling the manager simple earlier, asking them to let this slide for today and promising to give them later. The manager sighs and accepts this condition. Sejun then looks at the items in his hands and wonders what he should do with them, and that is not even a question. He tosses the blue tomato into his mouth and shudders. He could feel the summer festival and the fireworks in his mouth again, almost as if it were the first time he ate the tomatoes. The system window tells him that his MP has permanently increased by 0.5 due to eating the tomato. But then he wraps the sweet potato in onion leaves and throws it into the fire. He thinks it would be even better if he had tin foil with him, but the multi-purpose onion leaves are good enough. Sejun is happy and says that the time spent waiting for delicious food is the happiest time. The blue moon passes and the rabbits also come out. They all have questions for Sejun as they see him cooking something. He says that they had great timing as he was just about to call them. Sejun then excitedly says that he presents to them the sweet potato with the energy of the blue moon, and its delicious smell makes the rabbits drool. Sejun says that it is not much, but they should share it. But the husband rabbit stands in front of his family and stops them from taking up Sejun's offer. They are saddened as he tells them something, and Sejun realizes what the rabbit is saying. He wants Sejun to eat the sweet potato himself, as there is only one. Sejun is touched and thanks the husband rabbit for being the only one thinking about it. But even as Sejun agrees to eat the sweet potato alone, he is hiding the fact that he has already secretly eaten it. Sejun peels the sweet potato and takes a bite, but it is too hot, and he burns his tongue, spitting out whatever he just bit. The sweet potato in his hand falls to the ground as Sejun screams about burning his tongue and scalding his palate. The rabbits watch the sweet potato on the ground. The husband rabbit reaches down to grab a piece of the sweet potato, but his children swipe everything before him and then eat it. However, it is too hot for them, and they too spit it out. The baby rabbits start crying, and the husband rabbit is dejected that he got nothing, and that the sweet potato got wasted. This is another entry in Sejun's diary in the tower. He ate a fiery meal today, a little too hot for his liking. A few days later, Sejun is telling the baby rabbits that they are going to plant sweet potato sprouts from now on. The rabbits are confused, and Sejun says that it was the thing they were eating right now. Sejun scolds them and says that the baby rabbits are prohibited from eating the sweet potato sprouts for the time being. These words come as a devastating shock to the rabbits. The sweet potato sprouts have been their favorite snacks lately, and now they are trying to protest against Sejun's decision. All of them have different reactions to the order, and Sejun says that no matter how they complain, his decision is final. He thinks that there will be nothing left to plant if the babies keep on eating the sprouts. Sejun tries to convince the rabbits by saying that they will be having even better sweet potatoes for dinner, but they have to help him plant the sweet potato sprouts before that. In return, he would give them a special snack. Sejun has decided to expand the farm area to cultivate sweet potatoes, and for that, he needs the baby rabbits to cooperate with him. As soon as he tells them about the special snacks, they look at him with drooling mouths and gleaming eyes. Sejun tells them to start working, and the rabbits carry the sprouts to plant them. Their mother is harvesting the green onions, and Sejun asks her to leave one plant. It will then bloom a flower, and Sejun could get seeds from it. He has reached the conclusion that he needs to plant a seed for something to become an item. In the newly newly expanded farm area, the baby rabbits are hard at work. One of them digs holes, and the other plants the sprouts in them. But in a corner, one of the babies is too greedy to part with his favorite snack. He cannot control his urge and takes a bite of the leaf. Reacting to that, his father smacks him for doing something like that. Sejong is also harvesting the tomatoes, and he gets a lot of messages from the tower system. He has ranked up from an F-rank farmer to an E-rank farmer. His job level has increased, and his job characteristics will be strengthened because of this. Sejong is also glad to know that he has reached level 8. To celebrate, he decides to make the snacks a bit earlier. He takes the cherry tomatoes